Hello everyone, welcome to another RuneWars video. This time we're going to look at the Oathsworn Cavalry. FFG put an article out yesterday, I think it is now, looking at the Oathsworn Cavalry, and it gives us basically a lot of stuff we already know. Like we've seen the cards in the DAO for these guys already, but I'm going to bring them up again just so we can get a nice clear look at them now. And what do we have? So, spending surges, we can get the inspiration token, which is really strong. Pardon me. It makes them a lot harder to suffer negative effects when you're in combat, and just helps them basically keep fighting at maximum effect. And then they have impact, so when you collide with an enemy during a charge, that unit receives a panic token, and that's, the direct opposite end of a spectrum to inspiration token. So they're good at disrupting your opponent and good at staying in formation themselves. Then we go through the cost and the upgrades and everything, and obviously the versatility on this command dial. There's loads of blue. The one I really like, I think I spoke about this really early on from my intro games and the demos I did last year now, but being able to do stupid crazy things like getting the initiative 3 1 forwards and then bumping it up by an extra 2, so you can really get that movement in there early. And even if it forces you to collide with people and you end up taking the panic token for colliding without doing a charge, it's a really fast move and it can obviously really disrupt your enemy's plans. You could do other stuff like doing the 7 in initiative 7, 4 forwards followed by a 2, and really cover a lot of distance. Having that white for the defense, meaning that you can dial it in anytime you like, always buff those defensive options, makes them relatively tanky. And as they talk about in the article, having those 2 different attacks where you have the yellow 3-speed attack, and whilst it mentions in the article obviously that it lets you get your attack in but at the sacrifice of not being able to add in that extra damage, you can still add in the shield. So this is really tanky because it gets that shield into action before your opponent gets to strike you, and that's the key. It's no good dialing in the shield with the 7-speed attack, because you are going to have been hit before you've had a chance to do it, and that being an initiative 3 is really strong. It's pretty quick compared to everything I remember. I think Kiri's ranged attack is the only thing off the top of my head that goes before it, from what we've seen and what I remember, so subject to massive amounts of variance there. And yeah, that's about that. We go into some of the upgrades now, and I'm going to bring up the first group. So these ones, if I'm reading the symbols right, are available on all of the unit sizes. So you get to take one, I don't know what we're going to call these symbols for now, one armor upgrade no matter what size your unit is, and in the pack it's showing us shield wall. So that would be 20 points for unit plus 5 points for your upgrade, so 25 points for your 2 trays. And while defending, if you have more trays than the attacker, you may exhaust this card to increase your defense by 1 for this attack. So if you've got more trays than the attacker, so if you're running a 9 tray unit of these with this upgrade on, yeah, it's going to be 73 points without any other upgrades we'll get to. But then you could have dialed in that +1 defense and then this card as well, and then you're looking at needing 4 hits to do a single wound, take a single rider off, and that starts getting like really difficult to do. So shield wall looks to be pretty interesting. Not necessarily something I would be honestly taking on the Oathsworn. It looks to be something that if they have it, I'll be putting it on the reanimates and stuff like that, really cheap units, and just tanking up all day long. And then we have whatever this icon is, I'm not got a name for it yet, but first one would be Moment of Inspiration. We will have a name for it, it's just I don't know it. Moment of Inspiration. You may exhaust this card to add 1 white die to your melee attack, and 5 points. It's pretty interesting, pretty easy. A white die does have a little bit of variance on it, but it's also got the best results. And when you're looking at throwing it on like this unit, again 25 points for the smallest one who can carry it, you get a 4 dice attack. If you've done the charge to get the impact, you get your attack doing all of this extra stuff, and you're going to do damage. These things will absolutely wreck face. And then the last one of this style would be Flank Guards. While defending, enemies do not add extra die for flanking you. So pretty tasty, especially if you're running the bigger units. I would say if you're running the 6 unit where you're going to have a massive flank, I mean, if you're running the unit of 9, you probably don't care if you're getting flanked because you're just going to mow everything down in front of you. But in all seriousness, flank guards look to be almost essential on the bigger units of these, just to keep them protected. Then we've got the banner and champion is what I'm going to call these ones. Heraldric Surcoats, I think that's how I would pronounce that. I'm sure I'm wrong as always. Make sure to point it out for me. When you suffer a morale test, your opponent draws 1 fewer card to a minimum of 1. So it gives your opponent less chance of drawing the good ones, and there's less ways it can impact you. So a pretty solid upgrade. Again, with the inspiration that your Darkan forces can normally draw from anyway, it shouldn't be too much of an issue, but that's still me talking in my core set mentality, not having seen all of the upgrades that are going to be coming. Then we have Dispatch Runner, and this is one of these special icons which all of the DAOs have, so it's good to see how we're going to finally get to see them. So you can do interesting things here, like dispatching a runner to let somebody else attack at the quicker speed. So what I'm going to have to quickly do is move this out of the way so I can remember what I'm looking at. There we go. So dispatching the runner, you have to do it off one of the blue ones. So you can only do it off your movement with these guys. But obviously, depending on the other sets that come out, this could have much more potency. But again, being able to do it at speed 3 and getting someone to attack really early in the phase, it's pretty interesting. So definitely something that's worthwhile. And it also lets you do funky stuff, like you can tank up with your rune golems when they're in combat to make it really hard to hurt them, and then get their attacks through the dispatch runner and things like that. So you get different ways of using it. But that's about it for now. Not really overly impressed with the news in this article. I suppose because we've been talking about the core set for so long, it doesn't feel like there's a lot new in there, but all of those little details will help. And the news out of Gamma is that we've got a confirmed date. I believe it was April 13th, I want to say, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I've been told that we will be getting a copy from the swag pack from Gamma, so you can expect an unboxing video coming soon, and we'll go through everything, and I'll get you a lot more details as soon as I can. So thanks for watching, everyone, and hope you're as excited about RuneWars as I am. That was the Oathsworn Cavalry video. Thanks a lot. Bye.